Alright guys, we're going to cover one of the most important things in tennis when you play singles or even sometimes in doubles. Three main mistakes that people do when they play singles matches. And some of them happen because you watch a lot of professional tennis, you see what those professional players can do, what kind of shots they hit, and all of a sudden you're trying to apply the same thing while being an amateur or maybe below a 4 or 5 level tennis player. And sometimes the things that professionals can do, you should not do, and we're going to cover it in a second and tell you why is that supposed to happen. So you can see sometimes Roger Federer, Rafael Nadal, Andy Murray, and a lot of other good players in singles, they get an out wide ball and they run and they hit on the run forehand or backhand down the line and go almost for a winner, or even after that, when they hit that shot and the player moves them to the other side, they get there and they hit an amazing shot after and win the point. But you shouldn't do that. And I'll explain why. First of all, the physical ability of those professional tennis players is tremendous, outstanding. Those guys are training almost 6 hours a day, not only in the tennis court, but outside of the tennis court. They spend 6 days a week training, some of them 7. They don't even have days off sometimes, and they travel from tournament to tournament. So the fact when you get that out wide ball, here's the problem. So when you go down the line, and also I'll give you an example. So when I move, let's say, to the forehand side and I'm going down the line, if I hit a really good shot, yes, probably I might hit a winner then. But now, since we're not trained as well as those guys do, possibility of us placing the ball so close to the line decreases. So there's a probability of mistake and also misplacing the ball and hitting closer to the middle where we open up an open court. Now those guys, even when they misplace it or the person gets there and they crush the ball, their recovery is so much faster. So by the time when the person hits the ball, they could be already close to the middle. That's why they can risk and take the ball down the line. But we cannot, because by the time we start recovering, we could be only halfway. So our opponent could pause a little bit, see what we do. If we start just rushing to the open court, they'll go behind us. And if we don't get to the middle, they just go to the open court where we cannot get. So this is one very important mistake that a lot of people do. Now what should you do? When you get to that out wide ball, you got to get that forehand high topspin cross court, or you could even pull out an angle to move your opponent off the court. Another thing you can do, if you feel like your opponent's forehand is so much stronger than their backhand, you could roll that ball high to their backhand, so it gives you time to get back to the middle. So let's talk about another mistake that a lot of people do is getting the ball in their feet and not going back. So for example, you hit a strong shot and you push your opponent back and all of a sudden they manage to hit a deep ball right in your feet and you're just not recovering back and the ball's coming in your feet. So people sometimes even hit a close stance and they get jammed. They don't even try to hit an open stance or just making 2 steps back, getting in a better position and hitting the ball. So I'll explain what happens. So for example, I'm hitting an aggressive shot, I'm going in and I'm stuck here, right? And then the no land. And all of a sudden when they hit a deep ball, what I do, I just wait for the ball to come and then people get jammed, they pull back and they cannot attack the next ball. So what you should do is after you hit that shot, first of all, you have to have immediate decision whether you're going to go to the net. So if you do, you just keep falling to the net, getting in the right position, split stepping. Or on the other hand, you could just recover back. If your shot is not substantially strong, you can recover back behind the baseline and get ready for the next ball. Very important part. A lot of people tend to go inside and just lazy because they're not split stepping, they're not moving their feet. So they just hit and they try to anticipate that the ball is going to come short and move a few steps forward to cut that distance. And all of a sudden the ball comes deep, they're in big trouble. So you have to avoid that by recovering behind the baseline, being always on your feet moving, or going to the net. Now, third and final mistake that a lot of people do and should avoid, and it's only for this series. Obviously there are multiple different mistakes. We're just trying to pick the best that could fit majority of people that are watching the channel. So this one is when people just go in open court all the time. So instead of actually pausing a little bit sometimes and going behind their opponent, because if you keep going to the open court, your opponent will figure it out and they will know that you're gonna hit the ball in, let's say if you go cross courts like that, right? So you're gonna go open court, cross court, you get next ball, you go to the backhand, then you go back to the forehand, then you go back to the backhand. So you're constantly using the same strategy, just going to the open court. So your opponent, what he's gonna do, he's gonna see you got a forehand, he's gonna turn around and run to the backhand side, hit the ball, or turn around and go to another side. So always try to play a little bit smarter. Do not go only to the open court, because sometimes you can, if you take a little bit of time, especially when you hit an aggressive shot, you get the short ball, you have extra time. If you got set up early enough, you're moving your feet, you will have extra time to see what your opponent is doing. Maybe they're running already to open court. So why would you hit there? Go behind them. You know, those kind of simple strategies and things to focus on during the match could save you a match, and you could win a lot more matches by avoiding those simple mistakes that you do. And guys, thank you so much for watching our YouTube channel. Like and subscribe, and under the link below we'll have a course that's almost ready. We just have to put a couple more details in it, and you're gonna get it for free. And enjoy our channel in the future, and thank you so much again.